Hi everyone, and welcome to Tadpole's Lesson 11. Today we're going to learn about integers. So, what is an integer? An integer is any whole number. These numbers can be negative, they can be positive, and it also includes 0. So basically on a number line, here is 0, here's 1, 2, 3, so on. Here's negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, and so on. And basically, integers include all of this. But they have to be whole numbers. They can't be fractions, just the whole numbers. So now we're going to fill in any missing elements in this table. So here's our integer, negative 3. So 1 less than negative 3. We could draw a quick number line over here. 0, negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4. So 1 less than is negative 4 because it's farther away from 0. And then 1 more than negative 3 is going to be negative 2. And now we're going to keep doing this with the rest of the integers. With 1 less than 1 is 0, and 1 more than 1 is 2. 1 less than, we can do negative 1. Negative 2 minus 1 is negative 3. And then for 1 more than, we can do negative 2 plus 1 equals negative 1. For 6, 1 less than is 5, and then 1 more than is 7. For 2, 1 less than is 1, and then 1 more than is 3. Negative 8, 1 less than negative 8 is negative 9, and then 1 more is going to be negative 7. 1 less than 7 is 6. 1 more than 7 is 8. Because 7, here's 8, and here's 6. 1 less than is 6. 1 more than is 8. For 3, 3 minus 1 is 2. 3 plus 1 is 4. So you can see the pattern here. All of these numbers, the difference between them is plus 2 because this number falls right in between. 6 minus 1, 1 less than is 5. 1 more than is 7. 1 less than is 3. 1 more than is 5. Negative 8. And then negative 6. 7 is between 6 and 8. Negative 6 is between negative 7 and negative 5. Negative 5 is bigger than negative 7. This is the same one. Negative 5 minus 1 is negative 6. Plus 1 is negative 4, minus 1 is 7, plus 1 is 9. That's going to be negative 2. This is 0. This is 4. This is 6. This is negative 5, and negative 3, negative 1, and 1. There are the answers. Now that I've gone over it, hopefully you guys get what we're doing. So I'm going to give you guys this chart to do on your own. I'll give you a bit of time. Okay, so you guys should be done. Here are the answers. Check your work, make sure you're doing it all right. I'll do the top 5 since these are a little bigger. So you can draw a number line with negative 81 in the middle, and 0 is all the way over here. So to get closer to 0, those are always going to be the bigger numbers. So it's going to be negative 80 over here, and then negative 82. When you're talking about negatives, the larger the number, the smaller it is, or the less it is. The bigger the number, the closer it is to 0. The smaller the number, the closer it is to 0. So, for example, negative 1 is greater than negative 4. Why? Because if 0 is here, negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4, negative 1 is closer to 0 than negative 4 is. So thus, negative 1 is larger. So 1 less than is going to be 82, and 1 more than is going to be negative 80. 81, 83. I think you guys are pretty used to positives. When it's a bigger number, it's just the larger value. But with negative, if it's a bigger number, then it's a less value. 87, and then negative 85, negative 30, negative 28, 27, negative 25. Okay, I'm going to give you guys the rest of this chart to work on. Pause the video and then come back for the answers. I'll give you guys these answers. It's going to be negative 80. Okay, here are the answers. Be sure to check your work, make sure you're doing it right, make sure you get the content. Oops. So now we're going to do comparisons. So if you don't know, for comparisons, this one, so I like to think of it, so this is like an alligator. The alligator's mouth right here, I'm going to draw little teeth. The alligator's mouth always eats the bigger number. And then it doesn't eat the small number. And then there's the equal signs, which means they're both the same. So for example, you could do 4 and 3. So which comparison sign? The alligator would eat the bigger number. I like to draw teeth on them to make me remember. Okay, so for this example, 72 and 58, which way would the symbol go? It would eat 72 because that's the bigger number. So it goes like that. 25 and 59. 59 is further away from 0, which means it's the bigger number, so the alligator would eat that one. 93 and 66. 93 is bigger, so the alligator would eat that one. 80 and 68. 80 is bigger. 89 and 21. 89 is bigger. 19 and 56. 56 is bigger. 48 and 91. 91 is bigger. 43 and 79. 79 is bigger. 67 and 82. 82 is bigger. 80 and 67. 80 is bigger. I'm going to give you guys some time to work on these ones, the positive numbers. These ones are pretty easy because I'm sure we're all familiar with it. So I'm going to pause and then give you the answers. Okay, so you guys should be done by now. Alligator eats 50, eats 47, eats 68. That was a weird alligator. Eats 47, eats 68, eats 93, eats 56, eats 71, eats 46, eats 51, and yeah, those are what you should get. So now we're going to be moving on to negative and positive numbers. Actually, I think these are just negatives with negatives, yeah. Okay, so 14 and 17, 17 is bigger. Now we move on to the negatives. So again, if the number is smaller, it's going to be closer to 0, and thus it's going to have a greater value. If the number is bigger, then it's going to be further away from 0, which means it's going to have a smaller value. So out of this one, 79 is the bigger value, which means it's further away from 0. So thus, negative 77 would be the bigger value. Because if here is 0, and then here is negative 77, and here is negative 79, negative 77 is closer, which means it has the larger value. With these positive numbers, 85 and 53, you're just going to choose the bigger number. This one, this one's larger here, which means that it's a smaller value. This one's larger, this one's larger, this one's larger, these are positives. This one is bigger, so it's going to have a smaller value since it's negative. This one's bigger, so it's going to have a smaller value. I'm going to let you guys work on these positive-negative comparisons and then come back for the answers. Okay, so your guys should be done. We're going to eat the bigger number. And that's what you should have got. Okay, so these are all just negative. So as we said before, this has the bigger number numerically, but since it's negative, it's actually going to be a smaller value. So you're going to eat the less than number, like so. I'm going to give you guys time to work on just these negative comparisons. Okay, so you guys should be done. You're going to eat 22 because it's closer to 0. Closer to 0, closer to 0, closer. There we go. Then now this is going to be our last problem set of comparisons. So since these are positive, you're going to eat the bigger number. Negative, so you're going to choose the one that's closer to 0. Positive, negative. This one is smaller, it's closer to 0. And then here is your last problem set. And here are the answers. This one is 182. Negative 182 is closer to 0, so it's going to be bigger. 500 is closer. Oops. 100 is closer than 800. And here are the answers. There you have it. Now you know about integers. Have a great day.